10 individuals involved in last month's protests across Nigeria have been charged with treason and other serious offenses at the Federal High Court in Abuja. All the accused pleaded not guilty. The protests, labeled "End Bad Governance," were sparked by the harsh economic conditions many Nigerians are facing. Some demonstrations turned violent, resulting in clashes between protesters and security forces that left at least 7 dead, according to police reports, though rights groups claim the death toll is 23. Nearly 700 people were arrested. In addition to treason, the 10 defendants were charged with destroying public property and injuring police officers. They were also accused of collaborating with a British citizen to destabilize Nigeria by urging the military to overthrow President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, according to the charge sheet. Allegedly, they chanted, "Tinubu must go. It is soldiers we want." Despite a request for bail, given that the defendants had already been detained for a month, the court ruled that they would remain in custody. Amnesty International has criticized the legal process, labeling the trial as a sham. Last month, the organization called for investigations into the deaths during the protests. Protests began on August 1st in all major Nigerian cities, with demonstrators chanting slogans like, "We are hungry" and "End Bad Governance." The protests, largely organized through social media, were partly inspired by the success of demonstrators in Kenya who forced their government to abandon plans to increase taxes. In response to the unrest, curfews were imposed in some areas, with authorities claiming the protests had been hijacked by thugs who engaged in widespread looting and destruction of property. Nigeria is currently facing its worst economic crisis in decades, with annual inflation exceeding 30%. Food prices have surged even higher, with staple foods like yams and Lagos now costing nearly 4 times as much as last year.